Republican Congresswoman, a member of the House Armed Services and the Oversight Panel, Nancy Mace. Congresswoman, welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
What is your reaction to what you heard from your colleague from Massachusetts?
That was a lot of gaslighting coming from the left in that interview. He didn't want to talk about Joe Biden. It was very clear. They want to talk about Trump. They want to pivot away from any talk of the cognitive decline of Joe Biden because it's a major political issue for them. This is going to go down as one of the biggest, largest, greatest cover-ups in American history. You have every member of the Democrat Party, the left, with their friends in the media, lying to the American people, gaslighting the American people about Joe Biden and his cognitive decline. And they've been doing it for over a year. You can't trust a word that the left says, and that was very clear from that interview just now.
I want to play some more from Congressman Schiff, and I'll get you to react to it.
Look, I'd be happy if both the president and Donald Trump took cognitive tests.
So that's a negative
test?
test?
They both should be willing to take a test. I think, frankly, a test would show Donald Trump has serious illness of one kind or another. But ultimately, the decision is going to come down to what Joe Biden thinks is best.
It sounded like Schiff is ready to turn the page, but wants to give the president room to make that decision. Your thoughts?
Well, we had a 90-minute cognitive test on the night of the debate, and it was very clear that Trump knew what was going on. He stood there for 90 minutes and answered every single question succinctly and smartly. Then on the other side of that, you had Joe Biden, who couldn't answer any of the questions. He needed an interpreter. You needed an interpreter to really understand what he was saying. And, you know, my question is, who's in charge? Who's behind the curtain? Joe Biden's America is a Wizard of Oz democracy because we don't know who's calling the shots right now. And even I just got back from a trip overseas, and world leaders right now, they're mocking the United States. Joe Biden is a national security threat because everyone knows he's on the decline. Everyone knows he's not making decisions. In fact, the only decisions he's making right now is between applesauce and ice cream. He's not in charge of the country, and it's a very scary place for the nation right now.
Of course, we have NATO leaders coming to town this week with a lot of serious items on the agenda.
Right, absolutely. We have President Zelensky coming here this week to talk about Ukraine. Trudeau is going to be in town, a lot of world leaders. And we all know that it's not Joe Biden who's in charge. And what we should be doing is holding to account every single member of Congress in the Democrat Party, not just asking them whether or not Joe Biden should remain on the ticket, but whether or not Joe Biden should remain president, because it's very clear that he has absolutely no idea what's going on and is now a national security issue, not to mention all of the lying that they have done to the American people.
The former president and his team have been preparing to run against Joe Biden for 3.5 years. Do you think they want Biden to stay on the ticket? Do you think there's any concern about whether it's Vice President Harris or some governor?
Well, I can't speak for Donald Trump or his campaign, but what I'll say this is that the American public, they don't trust Joe Biden. This has been a conspiracy between the Biden family, his aides, the administration, and the left and their friends in the media. There's no way, whether it's Joe Biden on the top of the ticket or somebody else, or Kamala Harris or Gavin Newsom, whoever they throw on there, you can't trust them because they've been covering up, and it's been a conspiracy between all of them with the media for over a year now. It doesn't matter who they throw on the ticket. You can't trust them at all.
If the president's dragging down the ticket, does that cause a lot of your Democratic colleagues in the House and the Senate to say he's got to go?
Well, I think so. We heard 5 members of the Democrat Party, members of Congress this weekend. I'm hearing calls that'll be more than 20 later on this week. There will be an immense amount of pressure, but I don't think it matters at this point who they throw on the ticket because the American people are enlightened. They see the facts. They see the truth. They can see what's going on before their eyes, and they know that the left is lying to them. And that is my point, especially to independent voters, to the voter who's unaffiliated, because this is no longer a fight between the right and the left. This is a fight for the middle. And I want them to see very clearly that everyone on the left side in the administration with the media have been lying to them for over a year now, for almost his entire presidency, covering this up.